Hey everyone,
Hey guys.
hope everybody's doing good.
Yes. So today's subject is all about spiritual awakening.
So, what is spiritual awakening?
Right. So for us, the way I see it, spiritual awakening is really waking up and a kind of rebirth and just reconnecting to your true self.
Yeah, a good example is if you guys saw the movie The Matrix. So, the guy is in a dream world, and then he realizes that there's more to life than just like his 9 to 5, and then
You could choose. Yeah.
he gets offered the blue
pill.
pill or the red pill, and then he goes out, he chooses the pill that brings him to the real world. Okay, so the spiritual awakening is sort of like that, because right now in the reality that we live, it's a reality that's been created to hide who we truly are. Okay.
Right. So everything like from the news, from the 9 to 5. So really,
The movies,
yeah, everything.
TV
right?
shows, everything's programmed to program us,
Right.
so that we don't recognize the awesome, powerful beings that we are.
Right. And really, a spiritual awakening is just like waking up to all of that and starting to ask yourself like questions and questioning your old beliefs and the conditioning that you've had like your whole life, basically. Whether like it be from your parents or from school or society in general. And it's just like really questioning that.
And once you start questioning, um, you truly are seeking answers. You'll start to see the truth of
Right.
what this reality is.
Okay. And I would say for us, we've had like gradual awakenings like throughout our
Yeah, some awakenings can be like
yeah, like
solid, and
you could hear like the dark night of the soul, whereas like some people say that they go through that. But I find like for us
it's always
has been-
different. But us, it was
yeah.
really gradual.
Right.
It was a smooth sailing, let's say.
Yeah, and we've had like a few, and then I would say also about 12 years now, somebody gave Martin a
Yeah.
recording, The Strangest Secret.
From Earl Nightingale.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that sparked. That was the beginning of our journey, I would say. Um, it allowed
Yeah.
us to think and to see the world in a different angle.
Right. And that really sparked something to go get more information, like go digging, like
Yeah.
going through books and different like audiobooks, videos, and whatever we could really get our hands on to really rediscover ourselves and
Our true selves.
right. Yeah, and that was it for us. And it, again, I feel like in 2020, for a lot of people, I think.
Well, 2020 was the year of the grand awakening, the big awakening.
Right.
Okay, and that was written in a lot of books, a lot of spiritual, religious, history books. That
Yeah.
2020 was the pivotal point of humanity.
Yeah.
So in 2020, when this
Thing.
pandemic, this pandemic started, a lot of people are not seeing, but it helped.
Well, awaken people again, like
Yeah.
to really.
Because the plan was to bring negative to the world, but it actually brought us to a lot of people to be by themselves and think a little more and discover their true self.
Right. And for others that it didn't do that for them yet, well, that's okay. And like you have to also respect that. So sometimes it could get like frustrating if you have like a spiritual awakening and you're basically awake and you're the only one in your whole family, or your spouse,
Family, friends, or even
Yeah.
spouse. Yeah, I think that would be the hardest.
Yeah.
Thank God we're like both of us are
Yeah.
awake.
Our journey like was
But we know a lot of people
together,
that one of them is awake, the other one's not, and doesn't want to be.
yeah. And sometimes it just takes patience and
Because eventually we have to face the truth. Like they say, the truth will set us free. And once you know the truth and you become free, you start living the real
Heaven on earth.
yeah, heaven on earth, the real world that God meant for us to live here on,
Right.
on his planet.
Yeah. And it's no more of just like the going to school and then the 9 to 5 for like, I don't know, 14 years and then retiring when you're 60 and then living life after that. It's like so much more than that. So if you're going through it now, just take time to question yourself and say, like, there's nothing wrong with you. You're totally going into I would say, like, the best phase of your life, because you're basically rediscovering your true self. So it's
And
really a gift.
And some steps, sometimes the steps are hard. You dive deep in negative feelings, in old trauma, but all that is for you to liberate that and just get rid of it.
Yeah, just like a butterfly. I feel like if you.
Yeah, it's cocoon time and then it's
Yeah.
butterfly time.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but what I wanted to say is that if you're going through those dark times, you have to be reassured that the light is at the end of the tunnel. Okay, because sometimes a lot of people are feeling like, oh my God, like what's going on?
When is this like dark stuff going to finish?
Especially people that believe all the things that are coming up. It's just a show, guys. It's just a freaking show. But if you fall for the show, like the TV shows, the TV programs that you guys watch, then you fall for it. Then you're gonna be stuck in their matrix.
Right. And if I could give one tip quick, if you haven't stopped watching the news, well, stop watching the news now.
Yeah.
That would be like the best thing for you.
We've stopped watching TV since I think 2010.
Yeah, well, the news, well, yeah, and mainstream TV.
We don't have
yeah.
cable for been
10 years and more.
more than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And I think that helped us to, as soon as everything started, the last 2 years, we saw. At the beginning, we believed for like a week, 2 weeks. Well, her not so much. I believe for a week, 2 weeks, because that was one of my fears. I've always had this fear that was related to what was happening. But as soon as I realized, do I tell the story about my dream or?
Oh yeah, well you can. Yeah.
Well, on January 5th, 1920, 100 years ago. No, on
2020.
2020.
Yeah.
I woke up in the middle of the night, 3:35, so 3:45 a.m. and I woke up with the word, a Japanese word that meant seek truth. Okay. The word is Makoto Yokoto ni. So,
and he's not Japanese.
I'm not Japanese. I don't speak Japanese. But I think in my dream that word was there so that I could, in Japanese, so I could, remember it. So it was seek truth. So, and also I got a message and I typed it down. So it went something like, I felt like it was a message from God saying, hey buddy, I love you, and your mission now is to seek truth, to help yourself and to help others. So it didn't make any sense on January 5th, 2020. But
a couple of
months later, when everything started, and then when like 2 weeks after the beginning of this thing, then I remembered, and then I went to read the message, and I said, okay, seek truth. So that's when I started to look for information on what was really going on, and that led me to a rabbit hole of, there's so much information, it's crazy. So that's when I started knowing that it was all fake. Okay. So that took the fear away, that empowered us, that made us go even deeper in a spiritual awakening.
And our path.
Yeah, it directed us on the right path, the path of helping people awake and helping people in the transition and the journey of being awake. And yeah, so that just that was a big example of for me that there's
so much more.
There's so much more than what we've been told.
Yeah.
And the energy of God is everywhere.
Yeah. And whatever like we say or we tell you or whoever tells you, you really have to go seek your truth and seek your information and do your digging, your questioning, because ultimately when somebody says something, you're always, well, You're gonna question it at some point. So,
And you have to
yeah.
question it.
So until like you really find your truth, I feel that's where like everything is gonna reveal itself to you.
Yeah.
So go dig a little bit and know that you're not alone on this journey.
Yeah, we're millions right now that are
Yeah.
completely awake.
Yeah.
Know the propaganda that's shown on TV. Know all the BS that's fear-based
Stuff.
stupidities that they're saying.
Right.
And you have to notice they have a specific pattern, and it's always fear, 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 fear. And even if you take the time to think for the past like 100 years, if you see there's I think it's more since 1960s they started doing events and events and events to bring people to where they want, which is a state of anxiety, constant anxiety, constant stress, and constant fear.
And the antidote for that is really love.
Yes.
So try and
That's
gather.
why when you discover yourself, you discover love, and then when you vibrate love, you just attract love, because negativity can touch you when you're 100% love.
Right. And try to gather around people that are vibrating that same feeling, emotion, and love, and try to find like your tribe, even if it's not like around you, your family, friends.
Yeah, social media is there. It was put there to spy on everybody. But it just turned around and made everybody connected.
Yeah, so we're more connected than ever, and you could really like easily find your tribe and your community.
Yeah, and if ever you share your truth, always, and I discovered that because at first I was really frustrated seeing that everybody couldn't see what was going on.
Yeah, it's like, wake up, wake up.
Yeah,
like,
you just want to grab people and just slap them.
Yeah.
Can't you see it? But that's the thing. You have to separate from that.
And you have to respect and be in non-judgment and
exactly.
really.
You can't judge.
No.
When you talk about your truth, people are gonna react emotionally because that's the program. They can't answer nothing. They can't tell you facts. They just explode in emotions. And we've experienced it.
Yeah.
So when you share your knowledge, you share what you know. Just do it with love, and just separate. Just give the information and let them deal with it. If they explode, you can tell them, well, you see, you're exploding, and that's.
Well, you just give the information and that's it. And then after that, it's their decision.
It's their choice of how they react.
Yeah, exactly. To go.
And sometimes you just plant a seed, and then after something happens in their lives, and then they notice that, oh shoot, that guy was.
Yeah, we've had like people come up like a year later and say, okay, well, whatever you said is making sense now, so that's okay. Each person has their own path, their own journey, and you have to respect that and always send love and be in non-judgment, even if sometimes it's not the easiest to do, but it's really the best thing to do. And you have to be the change.
That's it. And we change the world by raising our vibration.
So
we vibe high, and then everybody's gonna start feeling it and vibing high also.
Exactly. All right, so hope this video helped you guys.
So be love, share love, and speak your truth.
Yep.
Work on your traumas.
And we're here for you, and we have a community also on Facebook, and we just like started.
You're not alone. We like I said, we're millions. Just try to look up on internet, on the social media stuff. There's a lot of people that are waking up. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to find because the big social media companies, they're blocking, they're censoring,
But we're here. So hope you guys like this video. You could give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and also there's the link below for our tribe, our community that we just started on Facebook for more like-minded people like us and you. So if you want to join, don't be shy, and if you have any questions or comments, you could send them to us also. All right,
so take care, be loved.
Love you guys.
See ya.
Bye.